knocking came again. Slow, heavy, 3 knocks. Kieran stared at the apartment door, barely breathing. 3:19 a.m. Nobody visited at this hour, especially not in District 17, where most people avoided eye contact even during the day. Another knock echoed through the room. His computer screen suddenly flickered with static. Lines of distorted symbols flashed across the monitor before settling. Kieran took a careful step back. Every instinct warned him against opening the door. The voice from the phone still rang in his mind. They can already see you. Who were they? Government agents? Hackers? Something worse? The knocking stopped. Silence filled the apartment. Kieran swallowed hard and slowly picked up the metal rod beside his desk. Old habit. Neo-London wasn't safe anymore. Outside the door, he could hear faint breathing. Then a voice spoke quietly. "Open the door, Kieran." His blood turned cold. The voice belonged to an old man. Calm, controlled, but Kieran had never heard it before. "How do you know my name?" he shouted. No response. Rain slammed against the windows harder now. Lightning briefly illuminating the apartment with bursts of white. Kieran moved closer to the security monitor mounted beside the door. The hallway camera was still active. At first he saw nothing. Then the image glitched. A figure appeared, standing motionless outside the apartment. An elderly man in a dark coat, soaked by the rain. He had a thin face and gray hair. One unusual detail stood out. The man's left eye was artificial. A dim blue light rotated slowly inside it. The old man looked directly into the camera, then smiled. The security feed cut out instantly. Kieran stepped back. The knocking returned. 3 more knocks. "Open the door," the man repeated. "You don't have much time." Kieran tightened his grip on the metal rod. "Who are you?" A pause. Then, "Someone who survived 2099. The room felt suddenly colder. Kieran opened the door halfway. The old man entered immediately, closing the door behind him before Kieran could react. Up close, he seemed exhausted. Not physically, mentally, like someone who hadn't slept in years. Water dripped from his coat onto the floor as his artificial, I scanned the apartment silently. "You shouldn't have answered the signal," he said. "I didn't answer anything," Kieran replied nervously. It appeared everywhere. The old man nodded slowly. "Yes, but the signal chose very few people to see the hidden frame." Kieran's chest tightened. "The coordinates. You saw them. How do you know that?" The man ignored the question. Instead, he took out a small metallic device from his coat and placed it on the table. Instantly, the apartment lights dimmed. Every electronic sound disappeared. Even the distant drone of traffic outside went silent. "A signal jammer," the man said. "For the next few minutes, nothing can hear us." Kieran frowned. "Hear us?" The old man looked directly into his eyes. The machine. Lightning flashed outside again. For a moment, the artificial blue eye reflected across the room like a camera lens. Kieran felt fear crawled slowly up his spine. What machine? The old man stayed silent for several seconds. Then he spoke carefully. "In your time, they call it Project Gate." Kieran froze. He had seen rumors online before. Conspiracy forums. Hidden military experiments. Quantum intelligence projects funded by governments and private companies. None of it was proven. "You're lying," Kieran whispered. "I wish I was." The old man removed a thin black glove from his right hand. Kieran's breath caught instantly. The man's fingers were mechanical, not prosthetic. Mechanical. Silver metal moved beneath artificial skin. "What happened to you?" Kieran asked quietly. The old man stared at his own hand. 2099 happened. Silence. Rain continued to pour outside the windows. Finally, Kieran spoke again. "You said you survived 2099. What does that mean?" The old man's expression darkened. "It means humanity opened something it never should have touched." Then he leaned closer. "And if we fail again, humanity won't survive long enough to see the year 2100.